We got Kevin LeGall from Space Bacon with us, catching up again. You spent a large part of October on the road, saw some big names, Bisco Land, Nectars, which I guess just popped on YouTube today, Park City Music Hall. Earlier this year, you were at Summer Dance, Hudson Valley Drift Jam, opening slots for Papadisio, Lotus, and this was all with the new guitarist Fred Rylands.
Yeah, it's been an exciting year. Fred has joined us since April of this year, 2023. And like I said before, he's fitting in like a glove. Um, he was our sound engineer for 7 years. He knows the band better than we do. And we couldn't think of a better person to fill in, Jack's shoes than Fred. And we've been performing more. We've been going farther, from places we're comfortable with, like Richmond, Virginia. Finally hitting Ohio. So it's been a great year, and we're excited for next year in the future.
There you go. How has Fred been honoring Jack, but making the songs its own?
Fred comes from a different background that's not within the jam scene, similar to me. I started in like a punk reggae band growing up. He started in similar styles, more heavy, like metal. And as you get older, you kind of want to explore different music genres, and that's what Fred did. That's what I did. But at the core of it, Fred is a heavier guitar player, and of course mixing and mastering every single soundboard from 2017, plus both our EP and album. He's listened to Jack a lot, and he's been able to mimic that style to some degree while also bringing a lot of his personality. But that doesn't say he's too shy to stem away from all the heavy stuff. And if you listen to some of the soundboards, it's a deeper tone when it gets heavy. It's a lot heavier than it was before because that's Fred's forte. So I think for him, it's finding a balance of being unique and having his own personality, but also not trying to change too much from the Space Bacon formula that's been in existence for 10 years.
So you've had some debuts. You're creating the new music too, which is all going to be him. What does that look like?
So we've released a couple of new songs. Computer Vision, which is more of a dancey track. We're releasing a song. We have a song that we released called Snake Charmer. We debuted that at Summer Dance, and it's a bit on the heavier dance side. It's nice to combine elements, of metal and dance electronic music. So that's a great song. I think Sunset Cove is one we released a while ago. But it's just good to create new music. Fred, Chris, and I live 20 minutes away from each other. I'm the focal point. So there was a time when Fred was first starting out that we had these writing sessions. And I think, whenever you start a band or you have a new member, when you just kind of get to the basis of it, you can create a lot of stuff. And during those sessions, we were able to create a couple of tunes, and we're in the process of creating more. So we're excited for that, obviously, and for we got a lot of stuff lined up. So we're excited to release that in the next few shows next year.
Right. Now, has it changed how you approach improvisation, having the different guitarists, or are you still in the same space you were?
Um, that's a good question. I feel like fundamentally it's been kind of consistent. I don't want to give too much of the secret away, but if you watch, we have in-ear monitors now, and we have talkback mics, so it's easier for people to communicate. Before we had that technology, it was kind of Chris and I who were close together on stage. We would kind of communicate. So I think that core foundation is still there, where it's like there's a two-part decision making on whether to go to something or to stay. I think that's kind of like the two main signals that we give each other, and everyone kind of listens to us. It's kind of like football. It's like a sport. You have a team of people that get together, and if you replace the quarterback or the running back, it's not going to be the same as before, but the plays are still there. And I think it's it's the same as it was before, but there's a new member, so you have to like work around it, and it's been going along pretty well.
There you go. So, who replaced Fred at the soundboard?
It's a good question. We have our buddy Jesse who's doing sound for us. He comes on the road and he's brought a lot of new innovation. Like I mentioned before, with the in-ears, he brings a recording setup, so it's easier for us to kind of plug in and play. When you hit the road, sometimes you're not at a venue on time. You hit traffic or weather. So it's just nice to get to the venue set up, and we save a lot of time. So Jesse has been very important there for creating a mix live and be able to capture the boards, because Fred couldn't do both, playing guitar and recording. It's a lot for him to do.
Right.
So yeah, Jesse replaced Fred on that front, but Fred still mixes and masters all the boards.
All the things. All right. What did the set list look like? Have any songs disappeared with the guitar change, or is everything still there on the table?
Um, I mean, I'm sure our fans have noticed, but
You're rolling in the minute. I totally get that. I
yeah.
totally.
Um, Jack, a lot of songs in Space Bacon are collaborative songs, but there are some songs that, Chris made or that I made or that Jack made. And Jack being, more of a vocalist and a lead guitarist, I think there were some songs that really spoke to him. And we don't play three songs. We don't play Jackknife, Rosandra's Tide, and Prologue, because those are, three songs that Jack held very close to him and meant a lot to him, and he felt like wouldn't be the same without him.
Right.
So
Right.
we still have a lot of other songs from that generation of the group.
There you go. So you have a couple gigs on the 8th and 9th this weekend, I guess. This probably won't come out, but we'll talk about the next thing coming up because that's big. So you got Newmarket and Hartford. Um,
Yeah, those should be great shows. New Hampshire has been asking for Space Bacon for a long time. Ever since the band started, we've heard that New Hampshire's been a great place, so we're finally excited to knock that off the list of new states to play. And we haven't been to Hartford in a while. We like Connecticut; it's close to home, so and there's so many cities there.
right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, the big show to close out the year is another Phish after party. This time, I think it's the closest to MSG at Hill Country BBQ Live. It's on December 29th, which is a Friday.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time because we did a Phish after party this summer. We did one last New Year's run with Jack, and it's always just a great way to get new fans, but also for fans that come to see Phish, they can also see us as well. So it's a great opportunity, and we're excited to put on a great show to close out the year.
So you also have something in Tennessee, I hear, that's coming up.
Yeah, we're going to Tennessee. Space Bacon's going to the caverns. We're playing the inaugural Cave Jam with String Cheese, Keller Williams, Dopapod, Karina Reichman, Spafford, and yeah, it's gonna pop off. I've never been to Tennessee. I don't think anyone in the band has, and it's always great to go to new markets and explore, because that's the whole thing about being a band is you go out there, you do what you do, you travel, and it's an adventure.
Right. Now that's a good place for some sit-ins, some crossovers and things like that.
We'll see what happens. We got to check out the schedule and who's going to be that day,
Right.
be performing that day.
Any other tour dates that I can get out of you for next year?
Yeah, we also announced the 8x10. We're going back to Baltimore, which is exciting. We've been trying to go back there for some time now, and we'll be there on Friday, February 9th. We're going to be playing with Litz, and every time we play with them, it's always a fun time. So I guess get your tickets now before they go, they're on sale. Get them.
Yeah. Now Litz, that's a fantastic double bill there. We've talked to them before. Fantastic band, I guess, they're out of Frederick, Maryland, so they're local. Have you played shows with them before, or is this going to be a first time thing?
No, we've actually done a few co-bills in the past. I think we performed with them at XL Live in Harrisburg, and then also the Baltimore Soundstage in 2019. We did something. Yeah, they're always great. I think we've had Litz sit in more than once. I think he sat in with us once in like 2016. There's like a video somewhere. But yeah, we've known those guys for quite a while, and we love playing with them. So it should be a great time.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantastic show. So we're gonna have to check that out. You got one other thing I saw pop up at Mount Snow ski area next year in January. What's that all about?
Yeah, so this is a reoccurring event in the space bacon world. Um, we've had the opportunity to go to Mount Snow in, I think, 2017. We had a great time. We went back next year. We kind of been going back ever since. And we just think it's a great opportunity to give the fans like an experience. Like, you can go to a concert in any city, but can you go to a concert that's by a ski resort? And there's a lot of bands who do that in Vermont, also Colorado and other places. So it's good that's a little bit closer to New York, and it's a great ski resort called Mount Snow. And this year we've going full straight are going straight ahead with an 80s cover night. We've in the past teased 80s songs because we feel like there's a combination of space bacon fans, but also people who don't know the music, so we just want to accommodate for everything. And we felt like 80s music and skiing kind of goes hand in hand, especially all those campy ski movies, and it's a vibe, so we want to ride that.
I used to work at a bar, 8x10, and they had a band, the Reagan Years, and another Weird Science, and they were both 80s covers band, and we packed the place when those guys played, you know.
Everybody
Any
loves
cover, any covers you wanna, anything you wanna like give us a little peek into? Anything in your head that you want to do?
We're still deciding. It's a process. Trying to find which songs fit us. Because with 80 songs, you could do like the hair metal, you can do like more of the disco, electronic stuff, and there's such a variety of vocal ranges and instruments. So we're just at this point just figuring out which songs fit us, and we've narrowed it down to a specific list. So I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to try and encompass a little bit of everything.
Right, with your punk background, I would hope to see a Clash song pop up.
That's a good one. That'd be cool.